y'all, it's Rob here from the Homestead. It's kind of a cool day. It's the end of August, and I have kind of tripped into firewood mode. I have a huge cherry tree that's it's a fence line tree, and I've been saying for a year or so now that I need to take it down. It's starting to die, and you know, it's right in the middle of two really good sugar maples that we tap every year, and if we can open those old maples up and give them a little bit more space, it's going to be a lot better for them. So today the challenge is to get that big old cherry out of the woods without destroying anything or ripping down another tree. So with that said, I am going to get the brush hog off the tractor and put the France Guard skidder winch on, and we'll get after it. All right, got the brush hog off, and I'm going to go over to the skidder winch now. I can't wait to finish the house so I can build some other outbuildings, and an implement shed is definitely on the list. It seems like I'm always searching for a flat spot to put different things, and once I find the flat spot, I find that it's in the way. So once the house is finished and I can start building other things, a sawmill shed with probably space for implements on the back side of it will be high on the list, high on my list. I think a garage is high on Midge's list, so it's probably a little ways down the line, and I'll continue to have stuff in the way. I think once the house is built, we can tear down the old trailer that we're living in now. That's going to give us a whole lot more space, certainly for parking space. Right now, whenever we have company over, we're putting cars out in the lawn and everything else. So I'm looking forward to having some flat space to put stuff. Right in the way where I need to be. She always seems to be laying there, and it makes me do maneuvers that I wouldn't normally do to get to places I need to be, because she's an old dog and I don't want to bother her. So I'll just make a few more turns here or there. One of the things about hooking up to this skidder winch is it's so tight to the tractor that before I hook the 3-point hitch up, I will put the PTO shaft on, and then I'll back in the rest of the way. It's just so tight you can't get in there to get the PTO shaft hooked up. You know, the older I get, the less flexible I am to get into places like that. So I just leave myself about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches, and I'll get out, hook up the PTO shaft, and then I'll back the tractor in the rest of the way to the 3-point hitch. There, now that I got the PTO on, I can back the rest of the way into the 3-point hitch. Try that. Always get grease on me. So I don't know if you watched my video on the modifications I did for logging with the tractor, but one of the most important things, and I'm going to repeat it today, is this this rear window. I have a little piece of paracord there, some 550 cord, that keeps the window from coming out any further than that. And that's because this window comes way out, and if the skid winch is down, it can come out, and then when you lift it up, it'll come right up into that glass and break that glass. So if you have a cab tractor, be mindful of that. If you're running an open station tractor, which is probably the best solution for it, if you're running an open station tractor in the woods, it doesn't matter. But if you're running a cab tractor and you got a skid winch on there, be very careful lifting it up, because you will break that rear window. So we are gonna load the chainsaw up. I got it sharpened up. I've got one of my old chains on there, and because it is a fence line tree, don't want to ruin a new chain on a chainsaw. So away we go. So this kind of takes me back to the first logging video, where I was getting firewood up in the woods. And it's funny because I was recovering from shoulder surgery, and I probably shouldn't have been doing it, but I was bored out of my skull because I couldn't go to work, and I really couldn't lift my arm up, so I'm running the chainsaw kind of goofy, and I got some really funny comments about how I was cutting the tree down. But that video, which I didn't think was very good in retrospect, has is my best video today, and maybe it's because it was one of my first videos, but it got a lot of hits really quick, and it got a lot of likes, and then it kind of got into that tractor stream of being some of the first ones to come up on YouTube. So it's done really well. I mean, I have maybe a couple hundred subscribers, and that video for me is like up around 8,000 views or something like that, which is huge. You know, I originally did this channel for family and friends to see what was going on around the place, and then, you know, all these people I don't know started subscribing, and I know it's tiny compared to other channels, but we have fun with it, and I think my family enjoys seeing what's going on, so that's why I really do it. And if you enjoy it, I don't know, 8,000 people have watched that video, which is astounding to me. Subscribe to the channel. It makes it that much more fun. So I'm gonna get the chainsaw loaded up here, and we're gonna go cut a tree down. So the tractor today, I've got the Guard skidder winch on there, and then I have the Frontier root grapple on the front. This is a 46 horse tractor. It's the 3046R. I've done a lot of videos on it. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more tractor videos, I got all kinds of them. It's, you know, it's not about what the tractor is, it's what I do with it. There's plenty of videos out there talking about the specs of the tractors and stuff like that. This isn't that channel. This is just me doing stuff with the tractor, and what I like or dislike about it, and trying my best to bore my sisters to death. So I am going to try and park the tractor out of the way, and I have a feeling this tree is going to come right down into our lawn and make a mess, like most trees that you don't want to do. So, but I don't want the tractor to get hit either. It's a big tree. All right. This is good. We'll shut her down and see what we can do. So it's kind of a hot mess in here. There was once a deer stand on this tree, and I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. So you can see the deer stand is falling out of the tree. There's all kinds of steps in there. So, I don't know. Get you guys set up here a little bit so I can clean this up. This tree's, that little tree's dead. I'm gonna get that out of there. All right, I want to show you this tree up close. So they had a deer stand in it. They had the tap line. I don't know what the hell they were using there for a tap line, but it's kind of ugly. They had that attached to it. They've got steps that have grown right into it. It's like I said, it's kind of a hot mess. But the worst part of this is, let's see if we can get around here, see the other side. There's a woven wire fence. I don't know if you can see it. Grown right into it. See that? So I don't want anyone in the comments going, why don't you put that on your sawmill? Cherry, it'd be nice. You know how many blades I'd go through to cut some of that stuff up? It'd be ugly. Probably the worst, well, one of the worst things I've ever hit with the sawmill was a woven wire fence, because you don't just hit it once, you hit it like 6 or 8 times. Go out and see what kind of mess we made. Well, not too bad. So this is where I dump all my slabs in butt ends, and I'll eventually clean this all up, but this is where it came out. There's that first one that came out right there. Pretty much junk. but this one will be good. So we'll get this one out and get it cut up and send it through the wood splitter and have a little bit of firewood out of it anyways. Usually I'll just make a pile right there by the splitter and once I get a good pile there, I'll just buck it up and maybe one of the grandkids come over and help me split it up, stack it. Our screen house is also our wood shed for the winter time. We move all the wood in there, and it's handy to the door and it stays dry. But we don't want to sacrifice our screen house until we absolutely have to. Love that grapple. Tear up the lawn. Now I got it so I can get it. That big old stump that used to be down in the yard. There we go. got a hold of her now. Perfect. No winch required. He's all there. I don't think I want to pick up much more than that with this tractor. But it's pouring out. I don't want to get wet. I melt. Or I'd float. I don't know. Guess it's all perspective. This is a good time to talk about this Grapple. It's probably one of the best investments I've made for the tractor. It comes in handy more than you can imagine. The two implements that I use the most on the front end of this machine is this Grapple, which pretty much stays on it unless I'm milling, and then I have the forks on. But for the most part, this is it. And if I had bought this Grapple when I owned this tractor, I didn't. I had that smaller tractor then. I would have gotten the bigger tractor, the bigger Grapple, the twin cylinder one. But it's what I got, and I like it. It works good. It's probably a little small for this tractor, but yeah, I don't mind a bit. Well, guys, this project has come short due to a rain delay. I don't need to be getting wet today, not soaking wet. If I was doing it for a living, I'd probably be dead in it, and I used to do it. But I don't have to, and I don't want to, and that's why I'm not going to go any further today. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.